If you're averse to algebra or don't know your times tables from your trigonometry, then you wouldn't be alone.
Oh, a new study suggests millions of us could be holding ourselves back because of a lack of basic maths knowledge. Almost 50% don't want to improve their numeracy skills. Just haven't got time. Should adults be swatting up and taking maths tests to help their kids?
Well, joining us now is Countdown presenter Rachel Riley, who says parents should put time into developing their own skills if they want their children to succeed. And Eleanor Mills, who is editorial director of the Sunday Times, who believes parents shouldn't be getting involved in homework. Rachel, of course, you heard Susanna saying she doesn't have time, she's got enough things going on.
I didn't hear that. I heard maths negativity.
I know. I do get this idea.
Get with English negativity.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
You're passionate about your English. But is that because Susanna has a talent for English and a love of it, whereas maths is a different part?
I'm good with words. I'm not good with numbers. So I don't think other people should be put off by that. I'm just talking personally.
But there's this myth that there's a maths brain and that it's for some people and not other people. You've got that brain,
Rachel Riley.
Well, I was lucky that I got it and it was natural. But you can work at it. Anyone can work at it. And there's this idea that literacy is more important than numeracy, but the research shows that they're equally as important. And there's this problem in the UK, so half of UK adults are working at the primary school age level that you'd expect of maths. And that's costing the economy, it's costing the children, it's costing job opportunities, and it's the perpetuating the, you know, I'm rubbish at maths and it's fine, whereas actually it's something that you can have a go at.
So you think I should be forced to take a maths exam?
Well, what I'm talking about...
Do you want me to go back and do my GCSE and my O-level
So
in the old days?
So yesterday was National Numeracy Day, so I work with an adult numeracy charity called National Numeracy Day, and there's a test they do. So we're talking about everyday maths. So it's numeracy, so it's the things that you need to be able to budget, to be able to get your mortgage, to be able to work out how much your credit card payments are going to be.
Things like percentages, not things like trigonometry.
No, we're not talking about things like trigonometry, but it's the way of thinking, and it's promoting that maths positivity. And if you say to, your children, I'm rubbish at maths and you don't have to worry about that and I haven't got that brain, then they take that on board.
Eleanor, you've got two girls.
I've got two girls.
Rachel's saying that the majority of adults are operating at a primary maths level standard.
50% of adults.
Do you think you're at primary maths standard? Do you have that?
Well, that sounds really terrible, but I would urge anyone who thinks that is judging themselves for not being able to do their primary school child's maths to have a go at it. I mean, I consider myself quite an intelligent lady. I have quite a good job. But I find their maths almost impossible. And if you try and explain it to them in the way that we were taught at school, they get really cross. They're like, no, Mum, that's
not how you do it.
Right, that's wrong, you're confusing me, you're making it worse. And I also feel really strongly that while it's great, of course, we have to be encouraging about our children's schoolwork, we should not be doing their homework. The whole point about homework is so that it tests that what they've learnt at school and whether they've understood it. And if they're coming home saying, Mum, I don't understand my maths, will you do my maths prep for me? Then the school is failing. And actually what you need to do as a parent is get in touch with the teacher and say, my daughter doesn't understand the maths that you've taught her. Please brush up on it. And I completely agree that we should all be more open to being maths literate. But I think making parents who are already pretty hard-pressed take maths tests to help their children is not going to work because the way they've been taught in school is completely different. And they're taught things that we never did. Surds, anyone?
What? Rachel, what?
Surds.
It's surds. It's just
I never did
it's
surds.
Just language. If you know what...
Rachel, what would we...
What's a surd?
Root 2 is a surd. That's it.
A what?
Square root
I love the way we were
Square root 2 is a surd.
It's just the word to describe...
So they've well, exactly that. So they've changed the way of teaching, they've changed the words that you use. But what are we missing out on that we would benefit from if we were more maths literate?
Because we've got calculators and the internet.
Exactly.
But people don't know what they're putting into the calculator because you need to have a sense of numbers to know what you're putting into the calculator, to know if you're getting gibberish out of it, because two different calculators will give you two different answers because they're following different rules. Unless you know what you're putting in there, it's kind of lost.
Calculator won't give you a different
will
number.
give you different answers because you can have a scientific and a normal one and your phone.
Crikey.
Exactly, and if you don't know what you're trying to get...
I think you'll make us more confused, Rachel.
Sorry. But there's some stats on this. Schools are obviously important, but kids who have parental help at home, especially at the younger ages, so like 5 to 7, it's 6 times more important for the parents to be helping them with their work. And if you have to actually explain something to someone, you have a better understanding of it. So
in my defence, because I know you're telling me off for being a bit negative about maths, my eldest son is actually doing maths A-level.
Yeah.
So my inability to help him with his maths, and my reluctance to interfere, in fact, it would be hopeless if I interfered, actually hasn't held him back from being
Well,
good at maths.
A-level's a different kettle of fish, because, you know, not everyone needs A-level maths to be able to function in the adult world.
Thank God.
But what we're talking about is basic numeracy skills. So, as I say, 50% of adults are working under the age
One
of
of the
11.
frustrations, though, Rachel, undoubtedly, and I got my maths at GCSE, and I can't help the boys now, but Annie's going back and doing a maths A-level now. She's really enjoying it because she wants to be able to help the boys.
Yeah.
One of the things is you do all this stuff, then you kind of go, when am I ever going to use subsets? When I'm in growing up? When am I ever going to do my quadratic equations? When am I...